What's up, fam? So this is part 2, okay? Okay, so we talked about 10 tips that I was going to give you for beginners starting your spiritual journey, okay? And so the first 5 tips in part 1 were to give you tips about what you need to know starting your spiritual journey. Okay, so now part 2. Okay, the first thing that I recommend you starting with is self-actualization. This is something you can accurately look up and find different ways to work on yourself, understand what's going on, and get that shit together, okay? 2, which is kind of balancing off of self-actualization, is shadow work. It hurts like a bitch, okay? But it's better for you because you become a better person and you stop acting out of trauma, out of things that trigger you, and you start to create the life you deserve because now you actually are taking control of those subconscious reactions and reprogramming your mind for things that you actually want to do versus things that are coming through to protect you from some untold trauma that you are trying to avoid that's not actually probably not going to happen. Okay? 3, when you're starting your spiritual journey, allow yourself to kind of venture around. So I say, what is that first thing? Like when you think, I'm going to start my spiritual journey, what is the thing that you think about? I'll tell you, my very first thing that made me tap in was I met this girl in 9th grade and she was a Wiccan. And I thought, oh my God, she's a witch. And y'all, just coming from somebody who was a witch every year for like Halloween, until I was 10, maybe even 12, like no cap. So I was excited and I didn't know it was real. And I was like, bitch, yes. You know what I'm saying? And I explored Wicca for almost 5 years before I decided this is not for me. And I want to see some old, colored faces. Okay. So and I started venturing around into more African based or in the African diaspora based stuff. Then discovering my lineage when I started working with ancestors, I got really connected with native ancestors. I got really connected with other things in my lineage that I was able to really coax into and combine into my practice. So the way that I personally, when I first started making is number 4. This is DIY spirituality, okay? Do it yourself, make it yourself, create it yourself. And the last one is have motherfucking fun because yes, okay?